Welcome back to another episode of Jacksonville Metal Militia. I am your host, Steven Van Tira. And with me, as always, our producer, Jose Better Hot Baby Oil Pernette. And with us today, a special co-host from TikTok, CavemanRides. How we doing, buddy?
Good. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, so let's get to know each other real well. So what are you generally into? Like, what's in your playlist during the day, man? Like, what bands are you into? What are you down with?
Man, I listen to just about every subgenre of metal there is. I think definitely lately I've been getting a lot more into, or listen to a lot more of the industrial stuff. Definitely been jamming out a lot of Power Man 5000, especially with some of their newer stuff out.
Okay. I didn't even know they had some new stuff out, so I want to go check that out. I thought they weren't even a thing no more for a while, but that just tells you how much the loop I'm not in. I totally dug their stuff back in the day, man, for sure. You know, really like Power Man. Hell yeah. So what do you got in the rotation? Like, just anything in particular, or?
Nah, not really anything in particular. Just a blend of anything and everything.
Yeah. With me, man, it's like I was stuck in just in the mud, spinning the tires, man. And not necessarily a bad thing, because I know what I like. And I'm Slayer, most definitely Pantera. You know, Megadeth, good dose of Anthrax, and right now it's Amon Amarth, and especially King Parrot, man. Fucking love King Parrot. And when we went down to West Palm, me and Dave did, and we seen Pantera, and I did the old meet and greet. I had heard of King Parrot, and I'm ashamed to even admit I've never really heard of Amon Amarth, but man, I'm here to tell you, they blew me fucking away, man. So they've been really in the rotation, so per se, you know, and listening to everything, man. I went and bought a couple of their vinyl records, man. The same with King Parrot. Again, I can't stress how much I love King Parrot, and that's why whenever I think I messaged you in the chat, I was like, man, King Parrot makes me want to just run through a fucking wall, man. Every time I hear him, you know. So, but now it's so much. It's like I'm definitely into like more grindcore, definitely groove metal, back into thrash, trying to find who are the more recent thrash metal bands that are up and coming. That's what I really want to try to find, you know. So that's what I'm really digging right now. Jose, what about you, brother?
Well, like you said, ever since we got a chance to meet, because sadly I didn't know about King Parrot until the show.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since we met them, and you know, he was absolutely awesome on the show. His videos are out there. You really got to sit down for a second and admire the creativity, you know, out of putting some of his videos together, because these videos are really out there.
Yeah, man.
That one where they're going through a toilet, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
But you know, I think with any band, right? Whether it's going to be, you know, rock, pop, or rap, your videos are always going to be kind of what's going to drag those people in. What you're saying in your music is what catches them.
Yeah.
But those guys, man, no questions asked. But you know, a lot of the stuff like Kiss, Metallica, we've talked about Pantera, we've talked about some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, for Caveman to know some of my background, so I've been pretty much DJing since like late 88, 90s. I had a gap, and then I came back. Now I just do it for like social events. I do have parades that I'm DJing for, birthdays and stuff like that. Not many bat mitzvahs like I used to, but you know, same thing. Like if there's a Legion that wants to have an event, I just bring my speakers out there. Usually I don't even charge them. You know, I'm all hot dogs and hamburgers on payment there. But so my music is like a range.
Yeah. You know, were they getting down with the King Parrot whenever you played it at one time, you were saying?
Yes, actually. So funny story. We ended up at a holiday party, and we're doing like a gift exchange, and we're playing different music, and someone's asking me to play some metal. All right, cool. Done. Easy peasy. So I start playing the King Parrot, And they kind of stopped for a second. You could hear the wheels just grinding. Who's that? I was like, got him. And sure enough, I introduced the entire group to it. There must be at least 3 or 4 of them now that have it on their playlist for YouTube for them to listen to. But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes there's going to be a song that just gets you. And you're listening to it, and it's more than just, you know what I'm saying, a nice beat or somebody doing a great job on guitar or drums.
Yeah. I know. I think what really draws me in with those guys, man, like you said, their videos, man. If you just sit there and just to watch it and mute the music, you'd be like, what the hell am I watching? Because, I mean, it sucks you right in, man. It's like I told Matt, it's like, you guys mastered, making the music videos. They're just so amazingly funny. It's like, I don't have to listen to music. You can just watch this shit. It's awesome. It's freaking awesome, so.
I'm definitely going to check out their music videos because I think the only few songs I've heard from King Parrot, I think you requested in the live.
Yeah. Yeah, shit on the liver. But I think like the one we're talking about with he's like he wound up sliding down a toilet. It's called Fuck You and the Horse You Rode In On. That's awesome. And then one's called Piss Wreck, and they got this little Asian guy, and he's like doing this right here. And I was like, especially that every time I see that part, I just lose my shit laughing. I'm like, I don't know why he makes me laugh so hard, but every time I see it, I'm like, damn, it gets funnier every time I see it,
I think the name of their songs is also shit we would actually say, like, day to day.
Yeah.
Because I could definitely see somebody trying something at the bar or cutting me off in traffic and me telling them, fuck you and the white horse you rode on.
Yeah.
So, talking about horses, obviously you ride, and I want to know because I know that me watching your videos, especially on TikTok. How did you become Caveman Rides?
So the name Caveman actually came from a veterans organization I was part of. It was a nickname that was given to me, and it's just kind of stuck from there. And then I just added the rides in there because the whole TikTok account was supposed to be about motorcycles and veterans. And I just slowly fell into this niche of metal and everything. So now it's all about metal and motorcycles. So still two things I love. So
hell yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Excuse me.
Nice. So what are you riding now?
2016 Road King.
Oh yeah, nice. Any add-ons or anything?
Oh man, so I've got
no one buys them and keeps them out the box.
No, hell no. You got to make it your own. That's the beautiful thing about Harley. There's no two Harleys exactly alike.
Exactly.
No, I did a Rockford 800 watt amp in the saddlebags. I got 2 Ground Zero 6.5s in the lower fairings and 2 Polk Audio 6x9s in the lids.
So they definitely hear you coming.
Oh yeah.
There's no question to ask.
Oh yeah.
When I used to ride out, right? Sadly, at first, and I'm not gonna say sad because I was younger then, right? I had a Kawasaki Ninja. I wanted to get ahead and get something else. I was thinking maybe a Softail. I did find a Honda Shadow 1000 that I really liked and enjoyed. It was really comfortable. And my wife kept on about, oh no, you can't get a bike. You're going to die. Like really. So I did what any man would do. I taught her to ride.
There you go.
I borrowed my friend's Kawasaki. I think it was a 200 or something like that. I took her right there by Steve's house. There used to be a Kmart up that way. Rode around the parking lot. She was riding like she was riding like a champ.
Oh yeah.
So we go to the dealership. Here I am scoping out the Honda Shadow, thinking about finances because I was broke, bitch, back then. Now I actually got a couple of dollars I could buy something. And I'm looking for the guy's like, "You okay?" I'm looking for my wife. I don't know where the hell she went. How about this woman that's standing next to I think it was a 99 Hayabusa. And I was like, no, I want, that's an old man bike. Damn, it's spring chicken. I don't want those bikes anymore. That's the bike that probably would have killed me. Fast forward to now. Now we've been together. This April will be 22 years. How about she wants me to get a Harley?
There you go.
Nice.
I'll hook you up, man.
I'm gonna have to come out. Originally we planned on rolling by Athens, but I don't know how far that'd be from you.
Not far.
Not far. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come check you out, then see if she gets convinced. I ride it back, and she'll drive the car back.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you go to any concerts lately, or you venture out much to shows?
Man, I get out when I can. Last concert, Mystery X Meat from Texas, was in Warner Robins, did a show. And they were had Burrito Bow with them out of New York. Fantastic show if you're into slam metal. But they definitely owned the stage. Both bands did. Absolutely fantastic. And then right before that, Massacre, Attila, and Necrofear.
Okay.
All Atlanta-based bands,
Mhm.
and they put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, I know you got some good shows coming your way. I think I seen you got COC coming your way. You got Soulfly, Gojira, a couple other bands. So I'm like, damn, man, I wouldn't mind taking a little trip. I mean, I thought about going up to Charlotte. It's about the same time frame to Atlanta to Charlotte to go see some of these shows, man. But Charlotte's got one, man. It's where it's King Parrot, Soulfly, and Guar. And I'm not a big Guar fan, but I really like some Soulfly, man. I seen them back in 2000 or 2001 with Pantera and Morbid Angel. Soulfly had that whole damn place. It would look like a wave, man. Everybody was just grooving, man. They sounded more like how original Sepultura sounded like back in the day, and that's why I think I really appreciated Soulfly so much more now, so but I was thinking about maybe taking a trip because I know I've got Welcome to Rockville in May the 8th? Am I right about that? I think it's 7th or 8th. Yeah, the 8th is a third. I think it's the 7th, and then the 8th is Friday. But I'm going that Thursday, and we'll be seeing Black Label Society, Ice Nine Kills, Amon Amarth, Death Clock. Good Lord, Old Man Rock and Roll.
Rock will be May 7th through the 10th.
Yeah, so I'm going that Thursday. And Alice Cooper is going to be there, of all things, Alice Cooper.
Oh yeah.
Guns N' Roses, which I've never seen, and that was like my first love growing up as a kid, man. I discovered metal, hard rock back in the day through Black Sabbath Volume 4, a cassette tape when I was a kid, trying to impress my dad, man. And you get older and you're trying to figure out your own shit, man. I found Appetite for Destruction, and I fell in love with that shit, man. Appetite was a monster back in the day, I would think, what was that, like 80 something, man, whatever that was. And it was just, might have been the 4th grade. And Jose, I remember walking home from school from Lake Lucina Elementary, and I'm riding up on my bike, and I see Omar walking. I guess he's walking to my house, if I'm not mistaken. And he's singing Paradise City, and I'm like, this dude right here, I get it, So that was pretty cool that he was digging GNR back in the day,
I mean, if it's good, it's good, right?
Oh yeah,
it doesn't matter who
great.
They'll be singing it.
GNR was like, Appetite was such a monster album, man. It was the best thing going back then for sure, but now it's now even more. But now it's like, like I said, on Pantera. But I get to see who else is that day, Jose? That are some of the big names. Like I said, especially want to see Death Clock. That's a really interesting kind of a band because they're that cartoon from Adult Swim.
Yep.
Metalopocalypse.
Yeah. So looking at their site, they're talking Guns N' Roses, Death Punch.
Yep. Five Finger Death Punch. Yeah.
Ice Nine Kills.
Ice Nine Kills. Yeah. Because I missed them. They were opening up for Metallica. I happened to miss them on the first night. The traffic was so bad. I mean, I wound up missing them. So I'm really actually looking forward to seeing them this time.
And then Monday Parade is also on that list.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's going to be a nice little lineup they got going on. And you really got. I don't know if you've ever been to a Rockville at all. Have you?
Mm.
No. So there's going to be like a bunch of stages. They got 2 main stages. They got maybe 2 side stages for the smaller bands, and like some bands, I mean, you really got to pick and choose your battles with like who you want to see. Say for instance, I want to really see Amon Amarth and Five Finger Death Punch and all that. Well, I'm going to have to sacrifice maybe seeing somebody else, that that I probably wanted to see. So, but for the price that we're paying, and we didn't do general admission. We're doing the VIP package, so we get VIP section, air conditioned bathrooms, and seating, and this and that, and not getting killed in that 100-degree weather, So it was well worth the money, It's definitely it was especially when me and Dave seen that Amon Amarth was coming. I think he was like, "Oh, you had me at Amon Amarth." I'm like, "Bro, bet," So, but yeah, that's a couple of the tours that we're getting ready to go see. And again, we had just wrapped up Metallica, which I had never seen Metallica, and I am regretting never seeing them when I was younger, because I mean they probably obviously were a lot better in their heyday, And of course, I had a lot of pent up aggression towards them because I felt like they had sold out, and me and Dave always argued for the last 20 years about who sold out and blah blah blah, And but they were great. I can't complain about Metallica. That was such a great show. Those 2 nights,
Metallica puts on a hell of a show.
Yeah, they were really really good, man, and the whole setup they had was pretty intense, man. Obviously being in the middle of this Raymond James Stadium, they had those big risers coming up from the field, which was pretty cool, So, and plus, he had a great few acts opening up. They had, like I said, Iceland Kills, and it was Limp Bizkit, and then Metallica, which Limp Bizkit, big Jacksonville band, which we're trying to get on the show. Come on, Chris Turner. I know you hear me. Yeah. And then it was Suicidal Tendencies, which I'd never seen them live. And it was one of those bands I remember growing up as a kid, and it's like skater metal. And I really didn't get down with them too much. But when I seen them live for the first time back in, was it July, with Metallica, I was blown away. Absolutely blown away with these guys, man. They're really, really killer. So I have a whole new respect for Suicidal. And then obviously the Kings of Metal, Pantera was on. Then obviously again the second day was of Metallica, which was even better. Had me singing along, which I was kind of shocked, But other than that, we're around here, bro. All the bands have really kind of disappeared. All the acts don't really come here anymore. The only thing we got really coming now is 9 Inch Nails and Boys Noise, which is more of an industrial kind of a deal. But their 9 Inch Nails is coming on their Peel It Back tour. And a buddy of mine, Neil from work, was telling me this is probably one of their weaker tours that they've done. They still put on a great show, but he's like, it's pretty weak, than previous tours that they've done. So that's really the only thing I got going here right now,
Well, agree to hate. They have a concert coming up. I think it's going to be 20 bands over 2 days.
Nice.
A big venue. And they're right there out of Jacksonville, Florida, I believe. They're Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
But yeah, they're doing a huge show. I think right now they're looking for 6 more bands just to fill in those slots. That way they got a solid 20 going into it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, because we need it. I mean, especially around here, man. The only other thing we had was like Lamb of God, and before that was Crowbar and COC. And man, that's really it. I mean, that's really, really it. The real big names come here no more. It's always Orlando, or Miami, Fort Lauderdale, stuff like that. I don't think really Jacksonville's really attractive anymore for some odd reason. It's kind of weird.
It's a low income retirement home in Florida, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else we got, Jose?
Sorry, I had to mute there for a second. I have our lovely puppies. Apparently, they are.
Good Lord.
Well, chances are they want to talk about Godsmack because that's what they like to listen to. But we're not talking about that. Next week, we're bringing that up. Excuse the dogs.
So what else we got, Jose?
I know we just really wanted to talk about some of that music, but we had all that upcoming stuff. Luckily for us, we did get a chance last week. So for anybody who didn't catch the show that's watching, this episode with our special guest, go ahead and make sure you catch last week's episode. We were kind of trying to see what everyone wanted to hear, and that poll came back. So for those of you that didn't see it, make sure you catch it. And then as far as some upcoming stuff, I know that we're going to have another guest coming on really soon here. That's going to be on Wednesday, and I'll let Steve kind of elaborate on that guest and a little bit of background of that guest. And then I want to go ahead and ask Caveman a couple more questions.
Well, we'll save the guest towards the very end. We'll will build with anticipation.
Build with
Yeah.
anticipation. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Caveman, let's talk about some of the stuff that you're doing, whether it's going to be TikTok, YouTube, along those lines. Because I know that you have, I think, over 8,000 followers right now following you on TikTok. You had, one video come out. You were saying how originally you started talking about, I think it was veterans and motorcycles and music and the passion of all three. And now, I mean, you're starting to get a following there. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I started everything out for, motorcycles and veterans and, kind of help support the Legion and things like that. It kind of took a turn more toward motorcycles, and then as I was doing the lives, people started coming in, making song requests and stuff. So hence why now I have the setup I have. But it's actually turned out pretty cool with the lives. I get a lot of bands that come in, they request their music, so we get to play them. That's how I've gotten to go to a lot of these concerts lately, because the bands are, inviting me out to come see their show after they jump in on the lives. Done a few guest hosts, a few co-hosts with some of the bands. Had Agree to Hate in there the other day. They actually had a full setup. They played 4 songs. We sat down, chatted a while. They played 4 more songs. By the end of the night, they did a whole set. I think it was like 12, 13 songs by the end of the night.
I like that.
But yeah, they performed it live right there on TikTok. So all in there in their home studio. So yeah, it was cool as hell. But I love it, man. I get to, meet a lot of these smaller bands that just don't have the promotion out there, and, get to help push them out and get them more followers and everything. So
yeah, I noticed.
So do you have many people asking you about? I'm sorry, go ahead, Steve.
I was gonna say, I noticed whenever I joined the live too, man. That was probably one of the things I wanted to ask you. I noticed somebody has mentioned something about bootstrap rock or something like that, bootstrap metal. Somebody was giving you crap about that.
Yeah. So somebody came in. I had my American, my U.S. Army shirt on, and it's not even one that was issued to me. It was something my recruiter gave me, or a recruiter gave me and my son one. But I was wearing a U.S. Army shirt, and they said, metal isn't for bootlickers. And of course they wouldn't stay in there long enough for me to light them up on that. But yeah, I think a lot of your metal bands, your metal acts are going to be patriotic. So in one way or another.
Okay.
But
yeah, I was wondering about that.
So I mean, so did you even catch the name though? Can you go back and look at that live and catch the name? And
I probably could. I could probably go back in and pull the recording. I couldn't even tell you on a live like that. I probably ran that live 5-6 hours, so I couldn't even even tell you where to even look or what timestamp to even pull the name on something like that. But it was somebody, I'm sure, with a private account, no videos, no photo.
Yeah.
I told Dave. So Dave is a big Metallica fan, right? And Steve's huge on Pantera. That picture in the background is actually him with Pantera on stage or backstage, I think, taking a picture.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, we're going to get some digital boxing gloves and let them just go at it one day. So the last episode, they were just, I swear, the last 10 minutes, was them going back and forth. If I can find this person, would you come back on here and verbally put on those gloves and you guys go at it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Steve, write that down. He said yes. If I find them, we're gonna have that conversation. So what do they mean by that? Just in case somebody doesn't understand what the person meant by that.
So bootleg, anybody who supports the military, I guess the U.S. government, anybody who identifies or as a Republican or right leaning now is now a bootlicker. You know what I mean? So, but evidently you can't be right leaning, you can't be a veteran, or you can't support police and military without being a bootlicker, and then therefore metal is not for you, which is just the most asinine gatekeeping shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Some of the we were talking about the amount of metal that's being played. And I don't know, have you ever deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan? But
no combat deployments. Okay,
during Storm and during in Afghanistan, I can't remember what the operation was called. Was it Freedom? It may have been Freedom. They played Metallica through all the speakers just to irritate any locals, any militias, any combatants of ours. They specifically played it when they drove through the towns where the Taliban had control to drive them crazy because they hate metal with a passion, and all they heard for years was Metallica nonstop.
Yep.
Hell yeah. I'd be
Yeah.
pretty pissed off too if I had to listen to that shit all day long.
Oh, here we go, Steve. Dave's
No,
not
I
here.
mean, hey man,
Dave's
I
not
love.
here.
Listen, man, I know I give Dave a bunch of flack, and Dave, if you watch this, man, I'm so sorry. You know, it's just a rivalry we got going on, but I do like Metallica, man. And when I was a kid, I said on the last podcast, the first CD I ever owned was Metallica Black Album. I won it at the fair, the Jacksonville fair downtown. I didn't have a CD player, and I was excited to hear it. I had the Injustice for All cassette tape, which I still have cassette tapes, man, and had Ride the Lightning, and my parents bought me a boombox, and I was, you know, I loved Metallica back in the day. It was not until they put out Load is where I lost a lot of respect for them when they started painting their fingernails and dressed like they wanted to be an alternative band or some hipsters or something like that. I don't care if you cut your hair or whatnot, because Rex cut his hair in Pantera. You know, Phil shaves his head. You know, and so that shit never bothered me. It was just the sound was definitely different. They were definitely reaching for a different fan group, and they got it. You know, and they got a lot of hate too. So. But, you know, I love Metallica, man. I know I talk shit, man, but I do love Metallica, you know.
I liked Load and Reload.
Oh, God. But you know what? I do appreciate the Load album because I mean, I do like Hero of the Day. King Nothing's all right. It's not a bad album. More I look back on it now. Back when I was in high school, I hated it. I thought it was one of the worst things I'd ever heard. But now, being 47, I can appreciate it. I really can appreciate Load, but not so much Reload, but I can appreciate that one. Anything after that, I was like, it's okay, you know. And Dave's favorite Metallica album, little FYI, Jose.
I'm not going there. I'll let you go ahead and do that.
What is it? Lulu? I swear to God, I swear to God, I'm going to special order Lulu. I'm going to hand deliver it to him. And be like, bro, I got you this awesome gift. He'll fucking burn that thing right then and there. He'll burn that shit.
A Lulu gold-plated album. The man just says it's not even Metallica. He hates it. He would never put it on his wall.
That thing could be diamond plated. It'd be worth a ton of money. He'll burn that shit right in his backyard. You know he would.
Hey, man, you know when someone has a hatred for someone that they'll, as they say, spite their nose?
Yeah.
It's like you hate it so much you're just going to destroy your entire face because of your nose. Like, really? He hates that one.
That one album.
The one album, just that one.
Yeah.
And Steve haggles him over every single time. Hey, man, when you get that tattoo, yeah.
Yeah, man. I swear I am going to get him one. I'm going to get it for him. I don't know if it's going to be the vinyl or maybe just the CD. Maybe the vinyl just to piss him off.
I still think you should wrap his car.
What the cover?
If we could just a night that we're drinking and he's dead tired, man, we'll have the car towed quietly, have the whole thing wrapped in the album cover, put it right back there, have the camera set up. I'll be like the Latino in the tree, just kind of just zooming the camera. You know,
I think he would probably kill us. I don't think Dave's a violent person, but I think we might see a different David that day.
Well, we could ask our guests, right? So, Caveman, you have how many bikes? Just one?
Yeah, just one.
Just one. If someone was to take your prized possession and put a band that you absolutely despise on there.
Well, no, I mean, to be fair, he loves Metallica. He's like the biggest
Metallica. You're right. I'm sorry.
He loves Metallica. He just can't stand the album Lulu. He fucking hates it. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of if it's a rap, man, I'd probably laugh that shit off. I might throw a wrench at you, but I'll laugh it off after I hit you with a wrench.
But if you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a dodgeball.
Yeah.
This is training. It'll be training.
Yeah.
Oh man. But even stuff we talked about, was it Megadeth retiring or something like that, and they have one more?
Yeah, they got one more tour coming out, man. They got some tour dates going on, but they're doing like some with other bands, like they're like an opening act or something like that for I forget who it was, but they don't have their standalone headlining tour. I don't know if it's going to be a couple years worth of touring, which I would imagine that would be the case. From what I've heard, that's what it's going to be, and they've got this new behind. What did I say it was? It was some kind of Megadeth Behind the Mask is what it is in the theaters, which I really kind of want to see what that is. You know, the inner working that's only playing in theaters. And then they got the new album coming out with a single Tipping Point, which sounds amazing, by the way. Really sounds like old Metallica, not like a Metallica, not Metallica, but like, Megadeth. Sounds like something that, you would hear from like Hangar 18 or, Rest in Peace, some shit like that. It's like, okay, they got it. They didn't slow down. This isn't like a swan song kind of a shit. It sounded great, though the newest release, it kind of had a corny title, but it sounds good, man. So I'm really excited to see what Megadeth's going to be doing for this retirement tour, the farewell tour they got, because I think that's why I didn't pay to go see Nine Inch Nails, because I'm saving the money to go to Megadeth. That's the last of they're the last of the dinosaurs, man. Pantera, when they're done, whatever.
I want
this new
I want to
version.
see where they go.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
really
what I'm saying.
curious as to-
Because if it's a couple years worth, they're going to hit the major cities, and they'll probably hit like the smaller ones, maybe a Jacksonville or something to that effect. And if they do, obviously, we'll be there. And but it's from what I've gathered, it's kind of like how Kiss did their farewell tour. It was like for years, man. They drug that shit on forever, But I think this is what's going to happen with Megadeth, which is going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait for that.
Oh no, I wish Dave would hang it up like Ministry did and just come out with a statement that we're old, we're tired, we're not going to do a residency in Vegas. These are our last couple of shows, and we're done.
Yeah.
As much as I like Megadeth, I'm so tired of every time I see anything with Dave Mustaine. He's crying and complaining about Metallica.
Still doing it.
And it's like, just get over it, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
sometimes you got to let it go.
If you think about it, I mean, I think he does have a case, but at what point, like you said, you just let it go? I mean, you fucking made Megadeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you made one of the greatest thrash metal bands of all time. Like, you're in that GOAT discussion for that right there by itself, and you were in Metallica. Like, shut the fuck up.
Well, it's almost like Feldman at this point. I think they're just saying stuff to say stuff, and I think half of it's made up.
Very true. But he made a point. He said something about like they ripped off Enter Sandman, because if you listen to this one song, it sounds exactly like Enter Sandman. And I would listen to it, I was like, holy shit, it does sound like that. It could be, but like I said, I think there may be some truth to it, but then there could be just like some bullshit definitely mixed in between. Yeah, you're probably getting half truth with Mustaine. But definitely a great comment.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they're not going to be coming to Jacksonville.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of like I would have never thought Nine Inch Nails would have come back through, but they did.
Okay, good point. Good point, because we got better chances of hanging out with Caveman in Atlanta and seeing the show up there.
Yeah, true. Again, I wouldn't mind heading up to Atlanta, but getting away from the hospital is another thing, They tried to get me to come in tonight. I'm like, that's a hard pass. Because there are times when I get on and I'll start watching him. I'm like, all right, dude, I got to go. I got to round on my patients, I got to go check these people out, because a lot of them are pretty gosh damn sick,
You ever play any metal for your patients to see if that gets them going and breathing better?
No, man. They're grumpy. They're tired. It's sometimes 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. They don't want to be in here. And I'm like, hey, man, I don't want to be in here either. I don't want to be in here either. But I got to help you out. You want to breathe, right? Let's go. But I don't blame them. You don't come to a hospital to get rest, man. And I think a lot of people, they don't get that. A lot of the patients don't understand, you're going to have people coming in the rooms. I'll be in there for maybe 5-10 minutes. All right. And the nurse is going to come right in. Hey, this and that. So I can understand why they're angry. I don't blame them, but I think they think of a hospital like, I'm going to get some rest to get better. And that's not the case, man. It's really, really not, So
I guess you're doing a lot more inpatient than emergency room.
I do. I'm like what you call the Swiss Army knife. I could do ER. I could do the ICU. Like I was there night over at the Pavilion, which is the side of the hospital where it's like you have the clinical center where they have the main ICUs, the floors, the ER. Well, you downgrade, you go to the Pavilion, and that's normally 2 therapists during the first 4 hours at night, and then after that, you're by yourself. You're covering 6 floors by yourself. You know, and generally it's not that bad. There's not a whole lot of respiratory orders, but there are instances, man, especially lately, man, shit hits the fan, and you've got to be able to know your stuff, and you never know, man. So, but I do
I
it
just think you
all.
should be going in every room, and as soon as you walk in, like, "Hi, I'm Steve. I'm going to be here to help you tonight." But did you know that Megadeth is retiring?
Hey, I've had some conversations, man, about with some patients.
And then check your pressure. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And see how they feel about it.
I
It's the
have
best way to
talked to
take a
them.
poll.
I have
Right?
talked to a couple patients, man, about metal, and they're like, "Oh, I like your tattoos, blah blah blah." I'm like, because I have I don't know if you can see it, my Cowboys from Hell tattoo on my on my wrist, and they're like, "Oh, I've seen Pantera back and whatever." I'm like, "Oh, really? Me too." But we'd have some good talks, with some patients. They tell us when they see him. I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to go see him in West Palm." I'm like, "That's pretty cool." Some patients are pretty cool to talk to about it. You do get some really nice people in there. So it's not all bad. Generally, I'm the nice guy there, and I generally tell them like, "Hey, I'm only going to be in here for a few minutes," and I ask them if they're, but everything going well. They treat you nice, and if they're not, just call me. I'll come down and crack some heads. I'm the enforcer. I'll take care of business for you.
So, Caveman, in what you do, during the day for your job, do you ever sit there and talk metal with anybody, or just?
Yeah, it really depends. I got a couple of people that walk in, they're metalheads. I got a couple people come in the dealership that, watch my TikToks and stuff like that. So we'll talk about it. I get in trouble every now and then. I'll wind up Bluetoothing the computer to the speakers in the dealership, and I might start
Nice.
playing some shit, and yeah, they don't like it too much.
I don't like it too much.
You start playing Cannibal Corpse and Cattle Decapitation across the speakers in the dealership, especially a dealership right outside of Atlanta. It's not really the scene for Cattle Decapitation or Infinite Annihilator. And
Nice. I mean, that's like joking around. I was talking about doing airlifts. So we have Baptist South, which is right by my house, and Baptist downtown. And I'm always thinking, man, if I bring my DJ equipment to the back and just play "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" as they're flying over, just to see
Oh
how
shit!
fast someone would call the local PD. Like, Jose, stop it! Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the
Yeah. Yeah, but it's fun, man. It's everywhere I'm at, man. It's pretty cool. Everybody's pretty much down to earth. And I got a really good brother in arms saying Keith Neal, which I don't know if you met him or not, Jose. Have you met Keith or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met Keith.
Yeah, Keith's really good. That's my brother, man. I love him to death. That dude's like I've mentioned before, he's like 30 guitars, and he's a hell of a musician. And he's another metalhead the jobs, dude. And we got a guy named Neil, real metalhead, and everybody. And I just happen to have a great manager too, Mark, and he goes to see these shows with us too. So I'm at a great place. Anybody needs to get helped out, UF Health, come and see us. But
Awesome.
so what else we got, brother?
I mean, unless if we want to ask Caveman, because he says that he goes live on TikToks.
Yeah. So tell us about that. When do you go live? What's your schedule like, bro?
So Sundays and Mondays, I go live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
Run those till whenever.
Sure.
Might run them till 1. Might run them till 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
It just depends on how the live's going. And like I was saying earlier, metal requests. We'll get bands to come in there, request their music get played. So we'll definitely make sure we prioritize and jam local bands and the smaller bands.
Yeah.
And then Thursday nights, 8:30, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually run Throwback Thursday, so 90s and older, but with no genre.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I like that.
So when you're doing TikTok and you got the music playing, what do you got it hooked up through the computer, and you play through the computer and they play, like, how does that work out for you? Because I was wanting to do it, and I was wanting to do it, and I'm like, damn, how do I get this to do it? Because I generally either run off my cell or my tablet, and I'm like, man, I'm not exactly sure how that would work out, because I think you have to choose from their library, and I'm like, nah, man, it's got to be more to that.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I've got so I run everything. The phone is the camera, the TikTok live. I've got a dongle from the phone where I've got the mixing board plugged back into the phone.
Yeah.
And then I've got the computer ran to the mixing board.
I gotcha.
So
Okay.
yeah, I just pipe everything from the phone and back into the phone.
Nice. Okay, got it. Yeah, because I was wanting to go live and do that, and then I'm like, I don't know how that would sound. I'd want to just at least check it out, but I just rather stick to promoting and this and that, and
Yeah.
maybe do like, come on, you like I said, go on yours, do like a co-host for you and stuff like that. Just keep it that way. I'd rather just promote the page and this and that, and then try to figure it out.
Because I think when you're doing setups like that and you don't know if it's going to be something you're going to do long term, because it sounds like Caveman, you're going to be sticking to it. So I'm sure you got decent to really good equipment over there. But Steve, if anyone you know would like to do something like that, and sound as crazy as it sounds, you got places like Alibaba and Temu that actually have mixing boards
Really?
just for doing things like this, and you're topping off at maybe $28. I think a lot of the Temu stuff is free shipping, but the Alibaba is probably going to run you maybe another $10 depending on the size of the actual box.
Right.
I've got a podcast board. Not to tell you the name of it, but I actually got it off of Amazon. I think it was $120.
Yeah.
And that's what I have going to the computer. So I'm just
Okay.
auxed out from that board back to the mixing board.
Okay.
So just to kind of keep it
Okay.
simple so I could control audio on the fly over there. It also gives me the option for a second microphone
Okay.
Yeah.
versus the microphone running straight off the off my Harbinger LX8.
Right.
I
Yeah,
probably
because
said that
I
wrong,
got a
but yeah,
mic, man, and you just pick up everything, man. It echoes and shit. So I'm looking to try to find something else in the moment.
gotcha. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Rode podcasts or Pod Mic, these things are fantastic. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you get in there, you have a whole lot of viewers whenever you got going live. Is it just kind of like a mix depending on the night? What's probably like your busiest or what's your heaviest flow of traffic you think it is?
It's a mix. There's nights I might maintain 5. There's nights I might maintain 15.
Right.
So it really depends. It's not. I've run into an issue lately. A lot of people come in and request songs, so we'll get 8-10 songs deep in the request, and then people will leave and then try to come back in to catch their song,
Yeah.
and then they'll ask me to play the song again, and it's like, no, I already played it. You should have
Mm.
stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah. Yeah. But let's make the announcement about who we got coming up next. I know we were talking about it. So on March, let me see, what is it? The 28th of this next week? Am I right?
That's,
Is that Wednesday?
that's right. Wednesday it is.
Wednesday, the 28th, we're going to have Lex from Lex and Terry Morning Radio Show. Lex is originally from Jacksonville or Freakville, and been in the business for a hot minute. So he's in the command. We're going to talk about some music, man, and talk about all the people he's met and this next, because that dude's got a lot of stuff under his belt, man. Pretty well into the business, So that's going to be pretty exciting, boys and girls,
Yeah, that's years of between radio, right? I think he did a little bit of film. Then he moved from Jacksonville to Texas.
Yeah, they got
And,
syndicated, yeah.
Yep, and XM Radio, another big move, for them.
Yeah. So it's going to be exciting, It's going to be exciting. Even more so, like I said, with you coming on the show tonight for us, man, I know I've been kind of I feel like I kind of drag my feet sometimes, man, not truth be told, but it's like with the hospital, it's kind of fly by the seat of your pants sometimes, man. And then get me and Jose to try to really, because we have the same schedule almost, we work the same weekend, almost our schedule almost identical. So, but it's like trying to get Dave to do it too. And it's been pretty tough lately, so I apologize if it seemed like I was dragging my feet, or anything like that, but it was awesome to have you on, bro. And and anytime you want to come on again, you're always welcome to come on. You can co-host with us anytime. Don't be afraid to ever hit me up and say, hey, can I come on for our podcast, man? Anytime you want, you're always welcome to co-host with us in any time.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, for sure. So, well, Jose, you got anything else?
No, I just wanted to make sure Caveman got a chance to close up with anything he had. I know sometimes people have merch they want to talk about.
Yes.
We talked about your times on TikTok, but whether you have something on X, Facebook, or YouTube,
Yeah, definitely
want to make sure you get those out there. Plug everything.
Get that out there for sure. Get that out there, buddy.
All right. Yeah. So as far as merch goes, I mean, go to beardedbeast.net. I got links there for everything. All my ambassador deals. And then, of course, the Amazon Prime, everything on that's been tested. And then I got a link for the merchandise. 480 Aaron, who is on TikTok, actually does my merch for me. He's got a print shop, so he does the shot glasses, the T-shirts, and everything. Cool guy. Even though he rides a Goldwing, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to get him on a Harley one day, get him on a real bike. But, yeah, that's...
Now, Steve, if I do get that Honda Shadow, Caveman's going to be talking shit about me, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 110%.
Yeah,
I totally say, you got a Honda?
Yeah, I told you, just picked up a new bike. I got me a beach cruiser.
Yeah.
No, I'm lying, dude.
From the Walmart.
From the Walmart,
Yeah. You'll have to bring it up here, man. We'll hook it up. We'll get you some like 18-inch ape hangers on it.
Right.
We'll take off your streamers and put like some leather tassels on it.
It's funny. I did see a guy riding down Atlanta Boulevard, Jose, and he did have 8 hangers on a beach cruiser. That's funny you say that. I just see what you do with that. Yeah.
But
we
see them now.
What the hell is that?
I see people customizing these beach cruisers. Like, really?
Yeah.
But I like that, Caveman. We're gonna take the tassels off of there, or take the streamers off, put tassels on.
I'm trying to get these training wheels off, so hopefully we can break them off.
There you go.
We got to get some speakers on there. Is there anything you do about that one, Caveman? You gonna put some speakers on it for them?
I figure out where you're going to mount a battery on that thing. I mean, if you want to sit on the positive and negative terminal, I mean, it'll be a fun ride.
I mean, I'm into a lot of things. I don't know about Steve.
I'll try anything once, man.
All right. No, but I think you guys covered it, and Steve, you covered everything on our end as far as next week Wednesday. We're going to have that special guest come on. As far as merch, I know Steve and I talked about it. Steve was rocking a shirt on the last episode, so check out what he was wearing. I'm pushing that last episode to make sure people watch it. Watch this one, and anyone who is watching, again, CavemanRides, awesome. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you, and like Steve said, we'd love to have you on again. Other than that, we get to know Steve.
All right, guys, and as always, keep it metal.
Metal.
Yep.
Stop!